Morning. I'm Susan Halme from Solvang Bakery in California, and today we're going to learn how to use, or I'm going to try to teach you, how to cover a simple cake in fondant. The important thing to remember, start with a cold cake. So ice your cake, get it in the refrigerator, and get all of your other things ready before you begin to put the fondant on. You want to start with probably a box. I think you'll be able to get this commercially, and that should cover an 8-inch round cake. You want to remember to always keep it covered until you're ready to use it, and use it as quickly as possible because it does dry out. So you want to first put the cornstarch down on the table, and that's going to help this from sticking. And then get a good rolling pin that you can begin rolling out, and you're going to want to end up with enough fondant to cover an 8-inch circle and then 5 inches high. So that's going to be 18 inches is probably what we're going to need to cover this. So it's nice and soft and it's working nicely. You want to get it rolled out evenly. It's important. And you want to get any air out of it while you're rolling it so that you don't end up with bubbles when you're finished. So roll it as though you're rolling pie dough in a circle. Lift it and scoot it so that it won't stick. And just keep rolling it evenly. You can always keep a ruler handy, as I have this here, so I know that I've already got 15 inches one way. So then if you roll it like this, you can pick it up, turn it over. And scoot it the other way so that I'm actually dealing with another direction. Just get a little bit wider. There's lots of things you can do with fondant. And I'll show you that after we get the cake covered. We have to, you can use it just like you would cookie dough for decorations and cut it out. But this is coming nicely. It's nice and smooth, still pliable. Let me get that ruler there and see where we are. Roll it up. This makes it so easy to handle. And lay it on one side. Slowly, slowly, slowly down. And then you'll want to work it onto the cake. I have this tool, which is very, very handy, but it's not necessary. If you don't have it, you could use your palm. And then you pull it and press. Pull it and press. Pull it and press, so you can see why it's important to have a nice cold cake. So you have some resistance there and some rigidity. And then you're going to need to have your pizza roller, pizza cutter, very handy item. And that's what we'll trim with. Now this should be getting all the bubbles, any air bubbles that we may have caught in there out of the way. This will smooth the sides. And then we're going to trim. We're going to trim with this pizza cutter. See how that's going? Watch your edge. And go around. And there you have your cake cut. Now you could use this cake right now and decorate it like you normally would. You could take a colored buttercream, or if you wanted to do for a little wedding cake, you could just trim it in white buttercream and put some white buttercream dots on it. Today we're going to show you how to trim it in a contrast color, and I think you could use that for a birthday party or a shower. And we're going to cut out some flowers, little pink flowers to put on it. So that'll be the next thing we're doing. I just want to go back over what we've just done so that you understand the importance. We started with a white cake, and it was important that we covered it, the very last thing, with buttercream. Buttercream gets nice and cold and makes it very easy to apply the fondant. Whipped cream, as though it tastes delicious, is not a good covering for fondant. It'll get warm very quickly, it becomes a little too moist, and it really does affect the quality of the fondant. So remember that. You have a cold cake, ice it with buttercream, and then chill it before you use the fondant. Another thing, if you're interested, this isn't necessary, as I said, but it is handy because you can get nice edges with it, you can get a smooth side, and it's easy to find. But you can probably get this tool, many other really wonderful tools, and the fondant itself at any arts and crafts store. I think a lot of them are carrying it now. I know Michael's has it, Hobby Lobby. So now we're going to do the trim, which I've taken the white fondant that we have there, and I've mixed some pink food coloring in it. You can make any color you want. Sometimes the purples are a little bit difficult because the fondant does have some citric acid in it and can sometimes affect the color. But just get it flattened a little, same process. Make sure you've got a lot of cornstarch on your table, and then smooth it. And for lay-ons, which is what we're going to do here, you want to roll it much thinner than you did before. It has a weight to it, and we don't want the weight, we don't want the flowers all sliding off. And then the way we apply it is with a paintbrush and water. Lightly, lightly wash it with a paintbrush with water on it, and that will adhere it. So we're going to get it nice and thin, and then use any cookie cutter you like. I'm sure you've got some. I'm choosing 3 different sizes of flowers, make it a little interesting. And I'm going to get them all ready at once, and then we can put them on. And I've decided that I will use these in combination with buttercream, so you can see how to apply the buttercream as well. There's just a simple little flower. And you can see it's light as a feather. Here's a smaller version of that one. Just get a few on here, and that'll make it interesting. And then we can apply it. So another fun thing you can do is using these little shapes. You could use those to write a letter, write a name or write a greeting on the cake, and just put one letter on each flower, and that's a cute thing to do too. Maybe we'll start on the top. If you want it balanced, just start working opposite each other and get it there on the top. Maybe we're going to use these bigger ones then. You can see sometimes it'll pull away. They're all not going to come out perfectly, but you can sort of smooth the sides yourself manually. And there you've got a decorated top. I'm going to trim today with buttercream, but you could trim, you could make a ribbon out of this, roll this flat, just trim around the bottom with buttercream. And then we can use the buttercream as a center. You could certainly have used an different color for the center. Now we're applying the fondant flowers that we've made to the side of the cake. You just want a little bit of water. You don't want it to get much because it'll just activate the fondant and it creates its own little glue there. Stays on very nicely. All right, so we've got just a little bit of water, and then very gently press. And there you go. Very easy. So then just continue that process all around. And if you want, you can add something to the flowers and embellish anything. There's so many fun things now. There's sparkle, edible sparkle, glitter. We've used the buttercream. You can also use royal icing, which is what we use to decorate our cookies. And in fact, we have a video or 2, I think, on YouTube. So if you want to refer to that at Solvang Bakery on YouTube. And we've demonstrated how to make your own royal icing and apply it. And all of these things work in combination, and then you can get some really interesting cakes. Get it from this side. In this case, the little girl's going to be 3. She loves pink. So we're making it pink flowers and 3. And we could put a 3 on each one of these. We could write her name. I'm going to put a big 3 on the top here in the buttercream. You could also cut it out of fondant if you have letter and number cookie cutters. You can do that. You can put their name, or you can just go ahead and make the center again and do that. I think I missed this spot. I think I better get a flower back there. Talk to you next time. There you are. Hope you learned something today. Be sure to check our website to see some of the fondant cakes we've done. Thanks so much.